Thank you for joining a Blissful Spot again. Get ready with me with Stila's A Whole Lot of Love. We're going to also be doing contouring and makeup, eyeshadow tutorial, and we're going to be comparing between the Stila's Holiday Palette and Everyday Palette. At the end you'll see swatches of both palettes and see how they blend out to see what the difference in quality is. First, we're going to start with the Maybelline Pore Perfector, wiping it all over the skin to decrease the pore sizes and make it so the foundation is easier to spread. Sorry about my puppy barking in the background. He wants to be in the film. Next, we're going to brush up the eyebrows so that way we can draw them in. I'm using a Milani Eyebrow pencil as I gave away my last pencil to a friend of mine for her trip. But I find I love this Milani eye pencil just as much as I loved the last one. We brush the product in again, trying to keep it smooth. Then we get some ABH Pomade to fill in the eyebrows themselves. And afterwards we'll take another instrument again to brush in the product and make sure that it is even throughout. Afterwards, we're going to take some MAC Pro Longwear Concealer to clean up the eyebrow region with a concealer brush, blending it into the forehead. After that, we'll take MAC Painterly Pot and Soft Ochre to prime the lids for the Stila eyeshadow that we will be using. In the next frame, you'll be able to see what the Stila eyeshadows look like for the Holiday A Whole Lot of Love palette. The Q-tips show which colors were used in the eye look. Pale Peach is the first one that we're looking. We're going to be taking that to the brow bone. It spread very easy. Then we're going to be taking Warm Honey for the entire transition area and warming up the area, trying to establish the contour. We build it slowly because this is the first time we've used this eyeshadow and I didn't want to build it too quickly. Next, we take Warm Taupe and we place it into the crease area just to intensify the crease. Again, we build it slowly, adding in a little bit of a V. Then we're going to take the White Sparkle and put that right in the inner tear duct region, so that way it brightens up the inner eye. I'm taking a MAC 42 brush to do this. Afterwards, we're going to be going in with Nude Shimmer and applying it to the middle of the eye. This is a pretty pink peach color. Afterwards, we'll take a metallic peach and apply that to the middle outside of the eye, so that way we are ready to go to our darkest color, which is going to be rose gold on the outside of the eye. Completing the outside of the eyelid. Later we'll be going in with a Plum shimmer to do the outer V, so it's called Deep Plum, to do the outer V of the eye. With all of them, I took the colors lightly on my brush because they were very creamy, very easy to get on my brush, and they were very easy to transfer on my eye. The color that I saw was the color I got when I placed it on my eye, so I was very happy. Then taking the dark chocolate, I intensified the crease just a little bit more. Afterwards, blending in the mattes together, and then I went back and added a little bit more shimmer with the rose pewter on top of the lid, on top of the other colors that I had previously added. Next, I'm going to go to my foundation. In this case, I ended up using Secret CC Cream in a combination of light and medium. CC Cream is coming out with these. I got some product early to try out in November, and since I have a little bit of a tan, I combined two different creams to get the right color for me. I wanted to use the CC cream today to hydrate and soften my skin, decrease the appearance of red blotchy skin, even out my skin tone, and have some SPF. I took a dampened beauty blender to blend it all together and get it even in some of the hard to reach areas around my nose. To brighten under my eyes and disguise my under eye darkness, I took some Bye Bye Under Eye cream from IT Cosmetics and blended it in initially with my fingers, going back with a small blending brush to get the color blended in with the CC cream just right. I had no problem blending these two together. Afterwards, keeping with the Stila products, I used my Stila Shape and Shade Custom Color Contour Duo to start adding in contour and highlight on my forehead, around my nose, and around my cheek region. I love this cream. It is so easy to blend. It is so easy to place. I use the same concealer brush that I use to place the CC cream to place the contour. I clean it off a bit and then I go back and place the highlight. I start off with the contour because the Bye Bye Under Eye cream is still a little bit wet, so I want it to fix completely before I place the highlighter underneath my eyes, on my nose, and around my chin and lower cheek regions. I'll take that smaller blending brush that I use to blend in the IT Bye Bye Under Eye and start with the smaller areas of highlight to press them in initially and make sure I don't rub them into the dark areas where I don't want them, so I'm more precise with this brush. After I'm finished with my precision brush, I will go to my larger Sephora brush to blend in the lighter areas. After I blend in the highlights, I start pressing in the contour regions around my forehead, my temples, and my cheek regions. The hardest place is the cheeks, just because it is an angle that doesn't have any clear boundaries. On this time, I was a little sloppy on one side of my cheek, so I'm going to show how I went back with some more highlighter and touched up the contour on my cheek to make it more shapely like I like it. Then I gently press in around the nose so as not to lose the contouring. Then I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit with Havana around the areas that I want more bronzed, and Java in the areas that I want more shaded and sculpted, because I want the warmer tones where I'm getting my suntan and the cooler tones where I am pretending to have a shadow. I use the banana highlight under the arms and on the nose mostly. Later on I'm going to be going back with Urban Decay Naked Illuminated Shimmering Powder and applying on my cheeks and around my temple. Then I go for the Stila Peach Shimmer Blush that I was also in the Whole Lot of Love palette that I bought at Sephora to add some color, and then a MAC fixing spray to blend that all together before I start my eyes. Unfortunately, I don't remember what color lipstick this is, but I loved it after going back and looking at the video. It was really a nice color for the eyes and the contouring I was using. I went in with a Rimmel Nude Kohl pencil to line my waterline and make my eyes a little bigger. Then I went in with the Master KAJAL for tight lining Maybelline pencil to intensify the outside of the, or tight line the eye. Staying with the Stila, I used the Stila eyeliner pencil or pen to create a slight wing, not much, with this look. After the eyeliner, I took my e.l.f. eyelash curler, as over the last 6 months I have loved it, so I haven't seen a need to upgrade. Curled my eyelashes and applied some CoverGirl mascara. As I was going to be applying falsies later, I didn't see the need to use my expensive eye mascara. After placing the mascara, before placing the lower mascara, I went back in the bottom eye eyeline and applied some Stila White Sparkle, then some Stila Rose Gold right underneath the eye, and then blended it in with the warm taupe that I used in the upper eye to create a slight V, using a blending brush again to blend in the lower and upper eyelid. The next decision to be made was the lower eyelash mascara. I settled for my Urban Decay Perversion mascara. Since I wasn't going to be using falsies on the bottom, it still covers the best and gives the best length and volume. Afterwards, I decided on my Kiss Lashes in Shy. It was the first time using these, so I figured I would show how to apply them with both a utensil and without a eyelash utensil. So on one eye I showed you placing the eyelash with the utensil, and then on the other eye I will show you how to apply it with just your fingers. When you're applying the glue, I like using the glue with a brush, the Duo Glue, and I always make sure I get a lot on the edges because the ends are what come up after 14 to 16 hours. So that's where I apply the most glue. Personally, I find it easier to apply the lashes with my fingers, but everybody has their preferences. This is the finished look. Don't go yet. Later on I am going to be comparing the Eyes Are the Window shadow palette with Stila A Whole Lot of Love. The reason being, I've noticed that a lot of the holiday palettes that have come out are just not the same quality. So if your husband is going out buying a holiday palette thinking it's going to be great, do check out the quality first and give him an idea of which palette you would prefer, either the holiday palette or the everyday palette by each particular company. In this case, I would have been very happy with the holiday palette. As I'll show you, I swatched similar colors on my arms, and after I finished swatching them, I was going to go back and write which one was which, and I couldn't remember which color was which because the qualities were so equal. They both were nice and creamy. They didn't give a lot of kickback. Later on I took a blending brush just to show, if you were using a blending brush, what they would look like after you've blended it, because you do put on, blend, build more, blend, build more. But both of the colors, the darker and the lighter colors, performed equally in the everyday palette as well as the holiday palette. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like